He's called Wango Alfred. He's a visual artist. Thank you so much, Wango, for come through, manze.
Give thanks, bro.
So if you guys are watching, if you're not just listening, you're watching, you can also see the screen behind me is, showcasing some of his artwork and who he's. So let's first things first. Who is Wango Alfred? When nani manze? Umetoka wapi? Who are you?
Mimi naitwa Wango Alfred. Mimi ni msanii, nimezaliwa Nairobi, born and brought up here. I'm a visual artist.
Nairobi where?
Nilizaliwa Buru. Buru ndo nimegrow here, that's like the hub of Nairobi, the epicenter of the culture. So inspiration was all over me growing up, I consider myself an artist, a visual communicator, because for me it's a lot of visual art and storytelling using photography, art, kuchora and everything.
Awesome. So yes, you consider yourself an artist, but how did the journey begin for you? Like, when did you pick a pen and or pencil and be like, I can actually draw? Like, well, I mean,
me growing up, I think I was always, scribbling stuff. Hata niko na drawing zangu nikiwa mtoi sana. But the beauty is nili grow up in an environment that was very enabling. It was a very holistic environment whereby pero ame realize mtu anapenda kudu hivi and it was nurtured. Because I remember even going to, places that tungeenda kuchora na other kids like in Madare. I was part of a group called Watoto wa Kwetu. So Madel alikuwa anipeleka huko every weekend and I got to learn being around other artists, getting
and
to
also, but also kids from a very different financial background than economic background.
Exactly. So now realize it's the art that brought you there, Now I realize it's the one thing that's unifying you and and you're growing in that mind space. Unapata foundation ilikuwa really strong even by the time you're getting to school and the system haitambui all this. Foundation ilikuwa really strong. Now by the time you're finishing school, you're still in it because foundation ilikuwa strong.
So in terms of your style, how would you describe your style as an artist, in terms of what are some of the things or themes that you're concerned about, things that you like?
I think for me it's mainly about people and life and things around me. I'm more of I like observing stuff, sitting somewhere, look at people, try
being creepy.
Some call it weird and stuff.
Scary.
But I love people watching. So with that I get inspiration mob sana kuangalia watu, then I get to translate that on my work,
Before we get into your work now, as I get to understand you, what have you learned about people? Like, because I know the thing that even got me, I mean, I've seen you online, but the thing that got me interested in your art is when I saw the sketches you are doing, because we're friends on Facebook, right? So I saw the sketches you're doing of the memorial, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, this is so interesting. What have you learned about people when you sit and you watch and what have you learned about human beings or us or Kenya?
I think one thing is you'll always learn something from anyone, Everyone has a story to tell. Because even with my interaction, kuongea na watu from, different classes, different cultures, different backgrounds, there's always something new that you learn from someone, and it impacts you. But you also need to be very intentional that you want to learn stuff from people.
No, melanini about yourself in this journey of creating. Melanini about yourself.
I think one thing I realize is that for me, the world is like a whole canvas, that I'm part of this world, and it was like I was supposed to be in this world, but up by accident,
so
CRT
purpose for you.
CRT coincidence nimejipata in this space, like my energy needed to be here for things to transform and for things to move.
And let's fast forward to you getting a landscape architectural degree.
I'm a trained landscape architect.
So you're a trained landscape architect. First, what does that mean? And what does it mean in terms of how you apply your art into the world, or the world sort of comes into your art life? What does that mean?
So I studied landscape architecture in JKUAT. Graduated in early 2020. Jamaica.
Oh, that's what it's called, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Nice name. Hey, that's dope.
So once I was done with school, I felt like sikutaka kuichukulia the normal way. I wasn't comfortable, sitting in an office space
looking
the whole
for work,
day.
or
And like
I
drafting.
Work for this
drafting master plans the whole day.
Designers.
Man, that wasn't my calling. So I think with time ili come, because time is a major ingredient kwa a lot of things in life. So, and nimejipata even how I tell my stories is whereby I'm trying to interrogate things like how are people using their spaces, how are they interacting with their spaces. And it's interesting because napata pia angle yenye na address issues is not like how any other person would. Because first of all, there's that background of design and understanding, the whole process of design. So it's more of like my work having a conversation with the world. Inakuwa ni more of me mirroring it, but being more interrogative. So
interrogating spaces,
exactly,
and how we use them,
exactly, and how culture informs design and design informing culture.
Okay, so let's get into that. How, because I told you your art is the creme de la creme, so we'll talk about it later. So how culture informs design, and how design informs culture. In your travels, in your walking, in your trails and everything that you do, you've sort of seen a couple of things happening. For example, this very colonial road here, in Kenyatta Avenue, which I think had a different name before.
I think it's called Queensway.
Queensway, So kuna maneno ya there's still names there. Westminster. Like Westminster Abbey. So there's people who go there over the weekend who've been able to document. Tell us a little bit more about how watu wengine wanaanza kama ni nuisance, wengine wanaona kama this is interesting. Watu wengine tell us about those kids.
So acha nirudi kidogo. So I run a brand called Karibu Nairobi. So under Karibu Nairobi ni more of me trying to see Nairobi and kuiangalia in a certain perspective that probably not everyone will look at it. Then try share that and teach people about different things about Nairobi.
But break it down for us. So Karibu Nairobi is your organization, but what happens? Do you people come to you, they call you and you take them on tours? What happens?
So Karibu Nairobi started as a more of like a diary of sharing images that I capture on phone. Then probably with the caption I try to teach people that this is what happens here, or this is a history, or there's just something that people probably don't look into. But
give us a few examples. I may like a specificity. So for example, you're at the one that I like, the memorial one with the three guys. What should people know when they're walking out? Ethiopia, Padabulem, Nini, wale wase watatu na marifles.
So that's
what's their story, for example?
So it's actually a war memorial monument. Ilikuwa the King's African Rifles. So these were the African soldiers that walikuwa part of the troops zenye zilienda World War. And basically these people were like, they would carry everything because at the time hakuna ati magari and everything. The terrain ni crazy.
The African, the black people.
So walikuwa wanaitwa the King's African Rifles. And they'd carry the Zigo, weapons, chakula, food, nini, everything. They were like the porters of the soldiers. So unapata the thing is pia walikuwa collateral because unapata wengi wao pia walikufa.
Because they're always in front of the line.
So yes, there was that monument that was built there. There's also one in Dar es Salaam. Just to commemorate the Africans that were part of it. Any
other place that people normally frequent a lot that you have a nice history about it? So, maybe Koja, somewhere else.
So an interesting thing, inaitwaje Kenyatta Avenue. Ndo ilikuwa the first, hapo ndio reli ilikuwa inapita initially wakati ilifika Nairobi.
For real?
So but ilifika point ikakuwa nuisance kidogo ndo akaipeleka kule railways. So unapata Kipande House, that was like the warehouse. And that's where Wahindi, because Wahindi ndo walitengeneza hiyo reli, they'd get their salary from Kipande House.
So where the KCB is where the KCB
is
where Kipande people would get their salaries.
Then at the time unajua coins ilikuwa na kashimo katikati. Hizo siku watu walikuwa wanavaa pants and everything. So Wahindi walikuwa wanafunga kauzi kwa kiuno, then put their coins in that. So that's how they'd carry their payment from Kipande House.
But even as you give these stories, how do you get the stories